Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and hello to everyone and welcome to fourth video on paper P7 AAA Advanced Audit and Assurance. As you can see this title page that this is video number 4 and today's topic is the business risk and its impact on the financial statements. And you can see that I had already written that in financial statements there are accounting standards and assertions and all that things which are included in the financial statements. In my third video, I had taught the business risk and how to drop the answer for triple A Advanced Audit and Assurance. In this video, we will be studying business risk and the impact on the financial statements. My name is Haris Hanif and I am a tutor at Tabani's School of Accountancy. I do teach paper MA, PM, AA and AAA. And this is my contact number for your relevance. If you people need any assistance, you can WhatsApp me on this mentioned number. Now let's come on to the topic business risk and the financial statement risk. This is the slide in which there is a sketch I had already drawn, business risk and the impact on the financial statement. See, there is a business risk which we had already discussed, and I am assuming that you all are aware of business risk. Business risk has impact on the financial statement. Now, first of all, let's have a very short recap of business risk that you can say business risk is that risk that company is failed. The company is failed. It's not failure does not mean that the company is dissolved. Company is failed to achieve its objective. No, I should not use the word is, use the word maybe. I should use word maybe and you should also maybe. Okay, the company may be failing to achieve its objectives, and we had already studied that you need to categorize business risk into financial risk, into operational risk, and the non-compliance risk. Now, what is the impact of business risk on the financial statements? Now, see, in financial statement, there is a risk that impact of material misstatements. That is the impact. What impact? What impact? The impact that is the risk of material misstatements. That is the risk of material misstatements. You can use short word ROMM. And misstatement is something that is the difference between the accounting standards and the accounting adopted by the company. Now, if you are if the company is going against accounting standard, then the difference of the accounting standard and the accounting value that is written by the company in the financial statement, that is a misstatement. Now, the misstatement means either it is overstatement or it is understatement. Now, this is the example. This is my slide number 3 and this is the example. As you can see, the example is the company has too much old units at year end. Old units. Now, that is something units, it is referring to the inventory. I am opening the twin pages here, and that is a slide. You can see number 1 is the business risk and number 2 is the financial statement risk. You can see on this page, this is the financial statement risk slide I will be writing, and this is the business risk slide I will be writing. Now, what is the business risk? When you are writing the business risk, you should think like owner, like a board of director, or you should refer to the business activity. You should refer to the business activity. Now, what is the business risk here? I will not draft the answer for the business risk, but I will surely be drafting the answer on financial statement risk in the next slides. So don't worry about the drafting of this answer, because I had already taught the drafting of this answer in my video number 3. Now, what is a business risk? The company has too much old units at year end, and that is the inventory. See, what will be happening to the business if the company has too much old fashioned inventory? Now, the business risk is that the company had old fashioned inventory. Company had old fashioned inventory, maybe not sold in future. And then what will be the impact to the business? The impact to the business is that obviously the company will be holding the old fashioned inventory. It will cost the company, and that is the holding cost. And that is the holding cost. And if it is not sold, then the impact on sales revenue, impact on the sales revenue, that your organization is not able to generate the revenue. And obviously you will be suffering from you'll be suffering from cash issues. There will be a cash problem and holding costs. Obviously this is the business risk, this is the risk to the business. Now, whenever you are trying to write the financial statement risk, as most of the students had contacted me, they were saying that they were struggling while they are writing the answers on financial statement risk, or I can write the mnemonic, that is the risk of material misstatements. While writing the financial statement risk, number one thing, I am writing something here, just concentrate. You should think of relevant accounting standards. You should think for relevant accounting standards. Now, what is the subject matter here? The subject matter is inventory. Now, the subject matter is what? Inventory. My subject matter is inventory in this example. Now, inventory, there is IS2. For inventory, there is IS2, which says, now, remember, just think of the relevant accounting standard. What IS2 says? IAS2, International Accounting Standards 2, IS2 says that value the inventory at lower of cost or NRV. This is what the IAS requires, to value the inventory at lower of cost or NRV. Now, what will be the risk, or what may be the risk to the financial statements? In financial statements, the potential risk is that company may record at higher value. See, this is against accounting. If you are able to think for the correct accounting treatment, just reverse it. It will become the financial statement risk. That is a very simple trick. That is a very simple trick to think for the financial statement. Now, see what I had thought. Relevant accounting standard. The subject matter is inventory, as discussed here. Then IS2, I should be remembering the IS treatment in the examination if I am writing as a student. So IS2 says that value the inventory at lower of cost or NRV. Now, in financial statement, that means you are reporting on financial statements reports. You are reporting to the external parties, and that is the risk that it may be recorded at higher value. Okay, so you should think for the financial statement. Whenever the word comes financial statement, that means accounting standards. Now, Moving to the next slide. Moving to the next slide, you can see I had already written something that how to drop the answer. This will be my examiner answer in the exam, but I should explain the contents of the answer while writing the answer on ROMM. Just remember four things. Number one, the matter. What is the matter? The matter is old inventory. Old inventory. Now you should think the correct accounting treatment. IS2. What IS2 says? Value inventory at lower of cost or NRV. This is what IS requires me to do. I should zoom this slide. Value inventory at lower of cost or NRV. Now, what may be there is the risk of wrong treatment. First of all, you should think the matter. Number one, the matter. Number two, the correct accounting. Number three, the risk of wrong treatment. Number four, the impact. Now, why I had specifically marked the star on this, that you must have to write the impact on the financial statement. Again, matter is the old inventory. Correct accounting, IS2 says value the inventory at lower of cost NRV. Now, what is the potential risk? What is the potential risk? Risk is that maybe. You should always use the word maybe because it is a risk. It is not the confirmed thing that management had misstated the financial statement. This is a potential risk which auditor should carry the thought in his mind that there may be the risk of wrong treatment. Now, what is the risk? The risk may be higher value higher value of this. And what will be the impact? If the company had recorded the inventory at higher value, then what will be the impact on the financial statements? The impact would be that closing inventory may be overstated, and ultimately total asset overstated. And from your earlier studies, you should remember the thing: whenever the closing stock increases, the profit also shoots up, the profit also increases. See, when the closing inventory increases, the profit also increases. This is a very basic thing. When the stock increases, profit increases. Now, how to draft the answer in exam? Now see this slide. Now how I am writing the answer in the exam. I will be using four different colors. So that you will be able to understand what I am writing. First of all, the company is having too much older stock, too much old fashioned inventory. Now this is what I had written. This is the matter. And IS2, or you can simply put the full stop. IS2 IS2 requires to value the inventory. IS2 requires to value the inventory at lower of cost or NRV. This is the accounting treatment of inventory. Now, I will be using the next color, red. With red color, I am writing the risk. There is the risk that inventory may be valued at higher of cost or NRV. Higher of cost or NRV. As a result, and right now I'm going to write the impact on the financial statements. As a result, inventory, what is inventory? Inventory is an asset. As a result, assets and profits can be overstated. Now, this is my answer. And you know how much this worth? It is 2 marks. It is what? 2 marks. This is the answer for 2 marks. Now see, this is a very simple trick. Matter, correct accounting treatment, risk of the wrong treatment, and the impact on the financial statement. This line is a backbone line of the answer. That what will be the impact on the financial statement. I am writing a very, very special note here. A very, very special note here. For example, if the for example, if there is amount, if there is amount given, like any amount given of the inventory, if there is any amount given of the inventory, for example, if there is any amount given, you can say, for instance, it is xyz amount of the closing inventory. So you need to calculate the materiality level, referring ISA 320 materiality level in terms of percentage. Now, for that thing, you should have understanding of ISA 320. What is the basic point I'm trying to explain? If there is any amount given, so you need to calculate materiality percentage, materiality percentage, and then the answer would be, and then the answer, and the answer would carry 3 marks. Now, 1 mark is getting increased for the materiality calculation, that is ISA 320. And I am saying it right now. Then in the next videos, in the next video number 5 or 6, I will be explaining this thing when I will be solving the exam question. So if the amount is given like any amount, so you need to calculate the materiality percentage, referring the ISA 320 standard benchmarks. The answer would carry the 3 marks. Now, simple is that this is the simple trick to write the risk of material misstatement answer. If you people want to copy this thing, so I recommend that pause this video and copy that answer, because I am moving towards the next slide to explain you people assertions. Now, what are assertions? Now, see the next slide. This is financial statements, and in financial statement, there is a risk to the accounting standards, and accounting standards is mainly concerned with the assertion, is mainly connected with the assertion. Now, what are assertions? See this slide. Assertions. The assertions are basically the claims that the declarations in the financial statements, because somebody is making a claim. In my last video, I made a claim that I will be uploading video number 4. Now, that was the assertion from my side. So, assertions are basically the claims declarations in the financial statements by BOD, and assertions, you can say that these are these are built in meanings in the financial statements. Now, financial statements are being prepared by the board of directors, and obviously auditor verifies the assertions. Now, what are assertions? You might had covered this assertions topic in paper double A. You had covered in double A, audit and assurance. Now, moving towards the next slide, what are assertions? Assertions, you people can simply remember the mnemonic ACCA cover P. Remember, ACCA COVER cover and the P. These are the assertions. Assertions are the claims in the financial statements. Now, what do you mean by the term ACCA cover P? Or what's the abbreviation of ACCA? A for allocation. Allocation means main heads. Main heads. Now there are built-in assumptions in the financial statements that accounting figures are recorded at their correct main heads, at their correct main heads of the accounting. That is C for capital, L for liability, E for expense. There was a technical issue. Okay, again I'm explaining assertions. ACCA cover P. Now what do you mean by the term allocation? Allocation means the main heads. Now this is the built-in assumption that figures in the financial statements are recorded in their main heads correctly, and you are the auditor, you need to verify it. C stands for capital. C stands for capital, L for liability, E for expense, A for asset, and R for revenue. For example, that I had taken the loan, then that's the liability that should be recorded in the liability column and the liability area in the balance sheet. Now, it is obvious that any loan is recorded in the liability, that you are the auditor, you need to verify it. Okay, so allocation means main heads. What is classification? Classification refers the subheads. Classification refers the subheads like current liability, like non-current liability, etc. Like you can say non-current asset, you can say current asset. There's a classification. Now this is the built-in claim in the financial statement that financial figures are written in their correct subheads. Now next assertion is the completeness. Completeness actually refers, it refers that figures and notes are all complete, nothing is missing. Now it is a built-in claim that nothing is missing in the financial statement. The financial statements are all complete, and you are the auditor, you need to verify whether the financial statements are complete or not. And accuracy means total. Accuracy means total. I mean mathematically, I mean mathematically total. For instance, that 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, and you are the auditor, simply recalculate and check whether the financial figures are mathematically accurate or not. So accuracy is basically referring to the total values. Now moving towards the next ACCA, and then cover cutoff. What is cutoff? Cutoff is basically the thing that it is built-in financial statements are saying itself that financial figures are recorded in their correct accounting period. Correct accounting period. For example, if there is a financial statements of 2019, that the figures are related to 2019, no figure is recorded of 2018 or for 2020. It's the figures of 2019, that's the correct accounting period, that is referring to the cutoff. There is next assertion, occurrence. Occurrence basically is showing that whatever the transactions had been written in the financial statement, they were genuinely occurred. There is no fake transaction. Occurrence is basically showing that figures are figures which are recorded, figures which are recorded were genuinely occurred, were genuinely occurred. That is no fake transaction. That is no fake. There is nothing fake figure in the financial statements. All the transactions were genuinely occurred. And as V for valuations. Valuation is basically showing that its assets, liabilities, and equities, they all are at their appropriate values. They all are at their what? Appropriate values. See what I am using the word, that is appropriate values, because there are many assets, there are there are different kind of liabilities, and there are equities, there are equity figures as well. Now what appropriate value Appropriate, what appropriate values shows. For example, you can say that there is a cost value, there is a cost value, there is net realizable value, that is something fair value, that is something fair value. Okay, now you might be thinking of IFRS 13. Now that will be the next area to discuss the accounting standard. That's a fair value, etc, etc. So this is ACCA cover assertion. V for valuations. Okay. Now E, R, and P. E, R, and P. I am going towards the next slide. I am going towards the next slide. E. What is E? What is E? E for existence. Existence is something. Existence is something that asset, liabilities, and equities do exist. Assets, liabilities, and equities, they all exist in real, they all exist. Now if I am claiming that I had purchased inventory, so that means inventory is an asset and it exists. Go and see in my warehouse, physically inspect the asset, and you will verify, the existence that something is physically present. So asset exists, liability exists, equities exist. Now, rights and obligations. Rights and obligations. Right and obligation, that is something, right to use the asset, right to use asset, and you have got obligation, that is obligation to pay liability, that is obligation to pay liability. Right to use the asset and obligation to pay liability. For example, I am not writing the example, just listen to it. That company has purchased the asset on lease. Okay, I think I should write it so that you will be able to better understand. For example, company has acquired the plant, a plant on lease, a plant on lease. Now, what is the right? The right to use the right to use the plant, and what is the obligation? The obligation is to pay lease rental. There is a lease obligation. I'm not going into the depth that whether it is a finance or finance links or operating lease, but there is a lease obligation. Okay, so this is the example of rights and obligation. If you had purchased the thing, that there is no obligation, it's a sole right, but it may be the obligation as well. Now, the last assertion is the P. P stands for the presentation, and that is simply showing the layout and the format. That is simply showing the layout and the format. That in cash flow, there is first you write the cash flow from the operating activities, then investing activities, financing activities, and then investing activities. And in balance sheet, there is a format: first asset, non-current asset, and then current asset. There's a format and the layout of the financial statements. Now you will be receiving the case of different kind of accounting treatments, and for that thing, it is the assertions topic you had already covered in paper F8 double A, and this is just for the recap. If anyone of you wants to copy this thing again, I would recommend that pause this video and copy this in your notebook. So assertions basically are being classified in the account balance, that is showing the balance sheet as at year end, and income statement which showing the transaction for the year end. Now completeness, allocation and classification, accuracy, presentation covers both income statement and balance sheet. But in income statement, there are two different specific assertion, that is cut off an occurrence, and in balance sheet there is existence, valuation, and rights and obligations. Now you people, you might be remembering these assertions from your earlier studies of paper AA, and still it's for the recap purpose. So now let's move towards the next slide, which is the last slide for today's video. That is the accounting standard which is directly related to the assertion. Now see the example, inventory. In inventory, you are applying IS2, that's record the inventory at lower of cost NRV, for example 10 and 7. Now if I follow the accounting standard, then my inventory will be valued at 7, and value is the assertion, and value is the what, and value is the assertion, that's something valuation. So accounting standards are totally related to the assertions, and you should refer assertions and the accounting standards while drafting the answer. So this was the purpose of today's video, that business risk and the impact on the financial statements. When you are writing the answer, see that this is a business risk. Again, I am revising that business risk something that company is not achieving its objective. There's the old inventory, the stock might not be sold. Ultimately your organization might be suffering from the cash flow issues and the holding costs and all that stuff. And while writing the financial statement, you should remember the related accounting treatment, and then what will be the impact on the financial statements. And quickly, I am summarizing my words, that while drafting the answer, think of four things: matter, correct accounting treatment, risk of wrong treatment, and the impact on the financial statements. And this is the drafted answer as I had taught. And while thinking for the financial statement, think of the accounting standards and the assertion. That was the purpose of today's video, which had been achieved. And in my upcoming video, let's see what I will be teaching, either a short example or a full-fledged answer on risk of material misstatements, or the topic may be the audit risk. Remember, the question of risk assessment will give you approximately 20 to 26 marks. This is a very important. And if you are preparing for the triple examination, then you should start from this risk area. Okay, so till here, take care of yourself. Bye.